Welcome to the Fan Club YouTube channel. Please make sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below.
Well, everybody, we got some cool stuff happening this upcoming Saturday, February 10th. We got the restock of the Founder hoodies, and we got the All-Star Weekend crew necks. So get them while they're there. So, yeah.
How tired are you guys?
Pretty tired.
I'm good.
I feel good today.
We slept. We had a crazy weekend, and I think I slept in today, that's for sure.
Yeah, you were.
Way later than I
Last
normally
one
would.
in this morning.
Yeah.
I fell asleep at 9:15.
Really?
Holy, that's early.
Yeah, that is early. I went to bed at like 11:30, 11.
Yeah.
There's no way I could have done that.
I went to bed at midnight, but I was kind of sleeping on the couch a bit before then.
What are you doing until midnight on a Sunday?
Well, I actually had to film like 5 hours worth of videos at Target yesterday.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Jeez.
It wasn't 5 hours. It was more like 2.5, but it took a long time. So I had to make three videos at Target.
Brutal.
But then I went home and I watched like literally 10 minutes of Jumanji, and then I fell asleep on the couch, and then I woke up and it was midnight.
I had all these plans on Sunday that I was hoping to get done, but I ended up not being able to do like much of them. I was just so gassed from All-Star Weekend that I couldn't. I don't know. It was like I just needed to reset and get sleep because my brain was not working. Like it was so jam-packed. There was so much go. I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I needed the rest.
It was nice coming back at 3:30.
It's
Got back
not
to our cars at
ideal.
4:30, and then you rest up and good for Monday.
That's the most ideal time. Like that does not happen often. Coming back at a reasonable like mid-afternoon time. You can still do a little bit at night, but then you can go to bed early.
I had such a good sleep on the plane ride home. Like my Whoop like picked it up.
Really? You're in
Yeah.
deep sleep?
I was in a deep
He's
deep
such a
sleep.
good. He's a good sleeper.
You know you have a good sleep on a plane when you have dreams, when you actually dream.
Yeah.
If you can get yourself to dream on a plane, which I did, I was dreaming on the plane home.
Yeah, same.
I
Like,
could have.
It's almost like you forget you're on a plane.
Yeah.
It's so deep that you wake up and you're like, holy cow.
Where am I?
That was a comfy plane
I don't
ride.
remember.
That was a really
No, dude.
comfortable plane
Me
ride.
and Lawson, we locked eyes when we both saw the guy I was sitting next to come down the aisle. This guy was like 7 feet tall. Took the armrest, and his leg was pressing into mine the whole time. I was kind of uncomfy.
I hate that.
He was like
That's so
warm. He was
annoying,
big,
yeah.
man.
He was massive.
Brutal.
And I looked at Lawson. He had his eyes just like, oh, that sucks for you.
So you didn't sleep?
No, I didn't sleep.
Oh,
I did a little bit of reading.
I think I was asleep
And
before
then-
we were in the air.
Yeah.
I looked
same.
back at Lawson at one point, and your mouth was like completely wide open.
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked back again. You were like fully reclined with your mouth open. It was funny.
There was one of those times when my head dropped and
Woke yourself
Yeah.
up.
picked it back up.
Yeah.
Like you're
It's
free
always,
falling.
it's always embarrassing. Look
There was
around.
my one flinch that I remember from the plane was like my left leg just went like straight out like this.
Kick somebody.
Kind of looked. If someone was there, it would have.
That's
was in
so
the aisle.
funny. Yeah.
I always
Felt like I was falling.
I
to the
always
left,
catch
like, over
myself-
my armrest.
I always catch myself like leaning towards the person I'm sitting by, and then I like I twitch and wake up, and I'm like right in their face.
You both are looking at each other. It's like, oh,
Just,
jeez.
Oh, oops.
Well, since we were that tired on a plane ride, that must mean we were up to some good stuff.
Yep.
I was going to say, we're ready to recap a really good weekend, a fun weekend, and a weekend that had so many different things that we got to do, like from the NHL interviews to being MCs and hosts at a bar to Justin Bieber, Nelly Furtado, NHL party. It's just like the whole entire thing that was just jam-packed with different stuff. And, yeah, I'm excited just to get into it and go over, tell the stories, the
Yeah.
awesome stories that we have from the week. So
It's pretty crazy everything.
Where do
you
we
just
start?
said.
Well, I mean, like, why were we even going to Toronto? What were the two main reasons? that
First
we were
main
asked to
reason.
go?
first main reason overall was because it was All-Star Weekend, the NHL All-Star Weekend. And I think that for us, underneath that was reason number one was for Molson, we were there to run a bar for 3 nights and do games, trivia, be hosts, so all of that. And then the second reason too was with Sherwood, where we had where we got to interview Nylander, which we are going to include into this episode. So yeah, those were the 2 big reasons why we kind of got called up to the city of Toronto to do that. And I remember when we got told that we were going to be doing those 2 things, we all said, here's that this weekend is going to be a big like level up for us. It's going to be a big outside of our comfort zone type weekend. We knew we'd be in front of crowds. We knew we'd be having to just do things that were different for us. And we were all excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all were a little nervous, but now looking back, like it was definitely a lot easier than what I was expecting. Because I was kind of intimidated, talking in front of people and all this stuff we did. I was like, ooh, this might be like stage fright feelings.
I was thinking about that last night, and I think that the main reason why we thought it was easy, because in reality that probably wasn't easy for most people, and the fact that we thought it was easy was because the week before we had hockey day. We kind of prepped ourselves to be as outgoing as possible and talk to strangers. A month before Toronto, we started planning this trip.
Yeah.
So we were so prepared for anything that there was never a doubt that we were going to fail in what we did, because it was scary to get up on a stage with a microphone or whatever, but I don't think anyone was actually nervous once it started.
Yeah.
Because maybe leading up to it, you always get a little jitters, but we were so dialed and prepared that there was no room for failure.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of excitement like on Thursday when we were walking up to the stage and even hours beforehand. Definitely like felt something, but it was still more of the excitement side, and I think it helped that we were doing it together.
Oh, for sure.
That made like a massive difference. If I was one-on-one up there, that would have been a train wreck, I think. But the fact I knew that we had like 5 guys all doing it together made I think that just made me feel more confident with us. So
everyone found a role when we were hosting that bottom line bar. Yelly and Will were the 2 main spokesperson up on stage, and me and Lawson were running around doing the fans.
You guys were good refs, too.
Reffing, I think, well-oiled machine.
Heck yeah.
For sure. But yeah, let's so Wednesday we get to town, kind of hang out, do some last-minute prepping together at the hotel, chill night, and then Thursday morning comes along, and as you said, Lawson, like once we got to Sport Check, where the interview was being held, there was just that feeling of excitement in your stomach. There's already a line of, I think I met you guys there because I walked there on a phone call. I walked in by myself and saw this line of like 50 people. I'm like, holy smokes.
Yes.
That's for us.
The one girl, her and I don't know if it was her family or friends, but they were there at 6 a.m. Like, that's pretty
for a
crazy.
noon show.
Yep.
And like, I don't know if we've touched on this before, but like these type of events for us, like it's so similar feelings to like a game day almost. And I think like anything that we've done so far as like a THG like event or like thing we've achieved, I would say that this past weekend, as we're leading into the interview with Nylander right now, that feeling of waking up on that day was like a game day.
Yeah, it's showtime.
Oh yeah, it did feel like a game.
Like it was like you're waking up to go and like play a hockey game.
I felt like the most confident man in Toronto that morning.
That's good.
I don't know why. It felt so much better than a game. I'm just like, we're here together and we're actually going to crush this.
And even though many people probably think, oh, you guys are always on camera and, you make videos for 1 million people and all of that, it's still the same stepping stone for us to like do something like this. It's not like, so like that's why I think we can actually hype ourselves up a little bit and talk about how this was this was truly a big deal for us.
Because there's no one except us 4 in this room right now, and we're talking just fine.
Yeah, which is easy.
It's more the public speaking aspect that's like, whoa.
It's 150 people at a Nylander interview in a sports store.
Yeah, and and the fact that NHL players, we don't know them. Like this is the first time we've met them.
Yep.
We don't have a pre-built relationship.
Yeah,
you
go
just
through a little bit what
Don't
like
know.
that meeting is like
Yeah.
about 20 minutes prior to showtime.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to touch on, of just what all happened before this interview. Was that we had, again, no contact with Nylander beforehand. It was us showing up at sport check. We did the sound check, and then we were up in the green room, and we were just told that he was going to swing up there about 15 minutes beforehand, where we could kind of break the ice with him, just shake hands and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden we got a text that said that he was running behind a little bit.
Yeah.
So that now everything was going to get sped up a bit. And we were also supposed to be filming some content with him. So we were unsure of how much interaction we were actually going to have with Willie beforehand.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, like he ended up showing up. I remember we shook hands, we said hi, and then he was so busy that he immediately went to signing autographs, then immediately went to doing some stuff, signing sticks, and then we had about 5 minutes to film some content with him where we got him to rate our outfits, and after that it was like that was it, and then the show was starting. So
Yeah.
everything was really, really quick, and it was nice. I don't know, did you guys find it helpful still that we at least got to say hi and broke the ice with Cuddy, making him laugh during
Well, I was
the,
thinking,
during
I
the
was like,
outfit?
we didn't have like a true icebreaker. Like a handshake is one thing, but he shook like 80 hands prior to getting to
Yeah.
us, so it wasn't like it was really an icebreaker.
It wasn't like a, hey, how's it going? Like,
Yeah.
how's your day
Yeah.
going?
And then, like
busy?
you said, we filmed a video with him, and so like even that, in that sense, like you're not really breaking the ice. So
No,
we
it's
had
it's
like
all
zero
business.
icebreaker.
It's work. It's like work interaction of,
Uh-huh.
hey, do this quickly,
Yeah.
do that, and then it's you're right.
I thought it was interesting how they have literally from the second he walks in until he leaves, it's all chunked out for different things on an actual schedule.
Yeah.
So all these guys that come in for their brand stuff, whatever companies they're working with, and they come in 5 minutes for handshakes, 15 minutes for signing pucks and sticks, 5-minute picture with execs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a 30-minute interview with hockey guys, or whatever. 5 minutes prior to that was making content or something. So it's crazy how they schedule all that out so much and what actually goes on behind the scenes when you have a brand partner as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think like maybe people think, oh, he's a Sherwood athlete. He uses their sticks. That's it.
Yeah. There's a lot.
But
more
when
to
he
it.
comes here
That's-
for All-Star or whatever, and it's 2 hours of everything chunked out.
What were your initial reactions or thoughts when you met him for the first time? Like, because we don't know how the personality is going to be, but yeah, what did you guys think when we met him for the first time?
Thought he was just very similar to us. He's obviously very close in age, so
Mhm.
it's pretty easy to talk to him. I think if we were in a room with just us and him, we would have had a lot more fun, and he would have had more fun. But I know he was getting pressured by probably his agent and
Yeah.
Sherwood to stay on that schedule.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of funny because as you'll hear in the Nylander interview, I played with his brother for a few years, so like I didn't really talk to William ever like when he was at Mission, but he like shared the ice and I was kind of like around him in a sense. And I just always remembered he was like really like a playful, just like good energy guy back then. And then like obviously when we met him here in Toronto, it was like the same thing. Like when we filmed the video, like he was like having fun with it. He was laughing. And yeah, like Will said, I think he would fit in really good with our group.
He's
Yeah.
got a great laugh.
I agree. I liked him too. I
Mhm.
thought he was like even better than I expected with how chill he was, and
Mhm.
it felt like he was just one of us.
Yeah.
Like what Will said. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely, he was great to be able to chat with.
Once he walked in, I was like, man, I would not like picture you to be a hockey player. Like he
Yeah.
had a big baggy like Drew crew neck on, big baggy jeans on,
Well,
and
that's why you asked that question.
skateboarders, and I was like, yeah.
I noticed
We're having
one
people
funny
difference.
thing before the interview started, because we kind of like how we mentioned, like we were really prepared like months or a month before we heard about this and we whatever. I don't know if Nylander was part of that month ahead knowing it, but regardless, we had like a whole script and questions and broke down who's saying what, and like we were fully prepared for this interview like prior to sitting down and interviewing him. And it's funny seeing he got read, like, because we had our script printed out. He got read our script top to bottom like 5 minutes before, like, because he didn't really know what to expect from this interview.
It
I
did
bet.
that?
Yeah. Someone read literally every one of the questions that we were going to ask him.
Oh, really?
Like, went from top to bottom and then, like, had, like, his little ad read and all this stuff. So, yeah, I caught on because he was, like, signing pucks and someone was, like, behind him, like, telling him every one of the questions that he was going to be asked.
Attention either.
So,
That's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot to talk about after this interview, recapping the rest of what happened in Toronto. But after the TikToks we made and the couple short interaction, we kind of headed up on stage and we started the interview. So right next up here is our interview with William Nylander, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Good morning, Toronto! We're going to be listening to a podcast with William Nylander. These folks are some of the biggest personalities in the game. These podcast guys, the hockey guys, these guys have changed the game through content, through creativity, very similar to Sherwood. It's been amazing watching these guys turn into some of the biggest hockey creators on this planet. They've created the No Bad apparel brand. They have also created the Fan Club podcast. These guys even got invited to the White House. For us Canadians, it's just some house in the U.S. painted white. Yeah, don't worry about it. Please help me welcoming in the hockey guys.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. Yeah, we are so excited to be here at the Sherwood 75th anniversary booth in the heart of the action at NHL All-Star in Toronto. And we have a great one for you today. The Hockey Guys and the Fan Club podcast are very honored to have William Nylander join the pod. How you doing, buddy?
Great, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so what does it feel like to be selected as an NHL All-Star in front of the hometown fans?
I mean, very special. I mean, thanks for voting me in, all you guys. So it's an honor to be playing in the All-Star here in Toronto.
And I'm sure everyone else wants to know, what are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, probably the 3-on-3, I think, will be the fun part.
You have your eyes on that big new prize pool?
I haven't really seen it, but I heard it might be like $1 million split between the
yeah.
teams, so I think that'll be fun.
Better get your goal stick ready.
Yeah, got to get my Sherwood going.
Going to the skills comp, do you know what events you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I know. There are 4 events. I think you do 4 of the 6. But then after that, I have no clue what happens. So we'll have to see what the next ones are if you make it past that first round.
How do you prepare for a skills competition? Or is it just ingrained in you?
I think you just go out and try your best. I don't really think you have much you can do to get ready for it.
So, Willie, just to add a little backstory here, I grew up in Chicago, and I actually played with a younger brother, Alex, when I was playing at the Chicago Mission. And I remember you would always come out and practice after your practice ended with our team.
Oh, yeah?
So I want you to touch on this because you've had the opportunity to do something that not many people have. You even played with your father, who I believe is in attendance here. You got to play in the same line as him. But then on top of that, you've been able to play against your brother over the years. So how has that been as like an experience doing those things?
Yeah, it's been very special. Being able to, with my brother always competing against each other, regardless what it was, hockey, ping pong, pool, soccer, anything. We were always just playing all the time and having lots of fun. And then, I mean, having my dad there and help us guide the way through our careers. And always fun playing against my brother.
Yeah, it seems like that brotherly love goes a long way.
It's always there for sure.
Is there any specific memories from those moments that stick with you as a story?
I don't know, a lot of broken.
Many good memories.
Broken walls, broken windows. That's
Yeah, speaking of family and all that. You guys got to go to Sweden, obviously the home country for the Global Series. I heard you had a big crowd come out to see you. How many people did you roughly have?
I mean, between the two games, it was like 100 people or something, 90 to 100 people. So it was lots of fun to have. I mean, especially the close family there in France was very special.
Yeah, I heard that there was someone extra special that maybe hadn't seen you play an NHL game before.
Yeah, my grandma. I mean, I think it was the first time she seen me play. I don't even know in so many years. So, and the first time in the NHL. So that was very special and a very fun night to have them out there.
Didn't you get a game winner in this last game too?
Oh yeah.
Against Mini?
Yeah, game winner in Mini. Against
Not too bad.
So you have some of the best fashion sense in the league off the ice. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Where it came from? What drove your passion for fashion?
I don't know. I think me and my brother have always liked fashion, and then just been wearing whatever.
You guys
just
try one up each other?
Well, he came in pretty hot with the fashion a couple years ago, so I had to keep up with him. So I think I got to give it up to him for pushing me to keep up with him. But now he's sneaking into my closet, stealing some of my stuff. So I think I'm winning.
Well, you got styles in your Instagram bio too. So where did that nickname come from? Did you give that to yourself? Is it self-proclaimed?
No, that would be funny and I think crazy if I gave myself that nickname. But it was actually Jumbo started calling me that. For some, I don't know. You'll have to ask him why, but he would just start calling me Styles. So then, like, okay, I'll just stick with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got a fellow cowboy here in our group, and a lot of us, we got cowboy boots, other sort of cowboy apparel. Have you ever dabbled with the cowboy themed outfits?
I haven't, but I need to.
You got to get yourself.
I really like that outfit though. I really need to get in on the cowboy boots and the cowboy hat, and did you wear like a flannel and stuff too? Yeah.
Flannel,
I need to get
overalls.
Yeah, I need to get in on that. I like that.
When you're picking an outfit, then which part do you like the most to choose? Are you a shoe guy, more of like hats, or what would you call yourself?
You know what? I don't really think too much. I just go into
throw
my
it.
closet and just put something on and just wear it. I'm not like planning or anything what I'm wearing. So, yeah.
Doesn't look quite like that for myself when I don't plan, but you're lucky. So, if you could be a professional athlete in any other sport, which sport would you choose?
I mean, I love watching tennis and playing tennis. I think that's an incredible sport, but I also like soccer a lot too. So and golf. So one of those three sports.
Are you any good at any of them?
Soccer, I couldn't say that I'm anything. I didn't have anything going for me there, but would have been fun. Tennis, not bad. Golf, obviously, play with my buddies and stuff. So I can't say that I'm good, but would have dreamed to be good.
Did you play like a lot of tennis then growing up, or where did that start? Because that's kind of a specific sport. I know I haven't really played much of it, but when did you start to play tennis?
I mean, when we were younger, we were playing all sports, baseball, tennis, golf. I mean, we weren't just particularly playing hockey. I mean, maybe up until the age of, I'd say like 13, 14 was when we just started playing hockey. So up until then, we were just playing every sport we could play. So just staying busy and having fun with those.
Do you think that has any, like, the amount of sports you played when you were younger, do you think that has carryover now to how skilled and good you are as an NHL player in hockey?
Yeah, I think for sure being able to, expose yourself to different kinds of skills or whatever you need to do to be good in certain sports, whatever it is, I think it obviously helps contributing to being good at hockey. I mean, you see some of the best players in the world, they've played different sports. I mean, the guy that just won the Australian Open, I mean, he was skiing, I don't know, playing soccer, what do you say, and now he's won the Aussie Open.
Yeah. Piggybacking off the tennis, if you were to pick one guy on your team this year to be your doubles partner, who would you choose?
I don't know. We played a little bit, so I mean, I don't know. It's usually me and Austin, I mean, I play against Austin, and Domes is what we played against, and then my doubles partner switches around, but we always win.
Common denominator.
Who wins between you and Austin? Tight match.
As of right now, it's me, but I mean, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I want to get into some of your music sense as well. So I'll give you a situation here. You have your favorite artist coming to town. Who would you want that to be? And then who on the team are you bringing with you to the concert?
Oh, I have so many favorite artists, but I mean, I really like The Weeknd. The Weeknd. I've been to his concert a few times, so I think he's one I'm going. Who I'd bring, I don't know. Maybe Lilligren, Timmy. Yeah.
Be a good concert date.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific playlist you listen to before the game, or do you just listen to the music going on in the room?
Yeah, I throw my headphones in, and I got a playlist that I listen to before games, like when I warm up and stuff, and then before that I'm just listening to whatever. So yeah, I usually just keep the same stuff going leading into the game.
Is it true you guys play music during a lot of your practices?
Every practice.
Every practice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the vibe of that like?
It's kind of nice,
Yeah.
you know? Like, you're just buzzing around out there, and, I mean, you just hear music. Sometimes you catch yourself singing a song. I mean, I really like it, and the first time, like, you practice without it, it feels, like, weird, you know? So, but, I mean, anybody else coming in, it's like, what is going on?
Who's controlling that playlist?
Our video guys, they do a great job.
Get the party going at practice.
Yeah.
Has there been any times then where you got the music going at practice and coach has to cut it off for some reason? Is that like
Oh yeah, it happens all
gift?
the time. Yeah. I don't know. There's some kind of signal or something where they give each other to pause the music. But I mean, yeah, it does happen quite a bit.
Well, we know how much you love your dogs. And how many dogs do you have?
2.
You got 2 dogs.
Yeah.
I know one name is on the gloves here.
Yeah.
Pablo.
Yeah.
So you love him that. Is this your favorite then, or why is Pablo just on the glove?
No, I got that's so I mark them with like my different sets. So I use 3 pairs a game. So that's pair 1. That's Pablo. I got pair 2. That's Banksy, and then I got another thing on my 3rd pair. So I know which ones to go with which set.
I like Banksy. That's a good dog name, Banksy.
Yeah.
What breed are they?
One's a golden doodle, and the other's a Bernedoodle.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So
Those are
is any dog name or specific pair of gloves? I know you said you got the 3 that rotate throughout the game. Any of those particular the lucky glove, lucky dog for you?
You know what? I've always been interested in that. Like see what glove I wear when stuff happens. But yeah, I never catch myself looking to see which glove I'm wearing. But it'll be interesting to see.
Whatever glove you're wearing, that dog must get a few extra treats that night.
Yeah, for sure.
So are you not a superstitious person then, where you would kind of favor one glove if you're scoring or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. But I mean, I do have like the routines and stuff that you do before a game or whatever. Like you get in the cold tub, like stuff like that. But I wouldn't say if I did one in particular thing that stood out that game that I would change that for the next game. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
So we flew here to Toronto yesterday and took
Where are you guys from, by the way?
Minneapolis.
Okay.
And we took the train for the first time in Toronto from the airport.
Oh yeah.
I know there's a famous photo of you out there taking the train to games. Do you do that all the time, or?
Yeah, it just depends on traffic.
Mhm.
Sometimes like I come like pretty late to not like I'm on time, but like I get there like just before sometimes, and I don't like traffic, so I know the subway will get me there on time, so that's why I stick to the subway. I don't want to be bothered sitting in traffic for 45 minutes getting to the rink.
Do you get recognized often when you take the subway or the train?
You know what? Sometimes it's like the entire subway ride, and sometimes nobody says a word. So it's very, very up and down. But I mean, people are very respectful, and I mean, I'm always down to take pictures and stuff. But people have been always so nice.
Yeah. Sure. We heard from a little source that you are one of the fastest players to get their gear on.
ever. You wait till the last minute to put all your gear on.
Ever. I don't know about ever, but yeah, I usually wait to pretty close to when I gotta get out there and throw the gear on. But yeah, I don't like sitting around doing nothing, you know.
Yeah,
so
fair.
yeah,
That's fair. So, besides the fans and hockey, what do you like most outside of those two about Toronto?
You know what? There's so many things with like people you've gotten to know over the years being here, and I mean, you just got your things, you know, that you have, the people, the stuff that you do. It's just made this place home. Like I've never spent the amount of time that I've spent here in Toronto anywhere in my life. So that's why I'm excited to be here for another 8 years, and I mean, it's become my home.
Yeah, we had to ask outside the fans because some of these people were here at 8 a.m. today for you.
I know. I appreciate that.
We got here at 6.
So
Wow.
Look at
That's
that.
crazy.
It worked out.
Yeah.
No, it seems like obviously a very special place to you, and I think a lot of people are very happy they're going to be around here a while.
Yeah.
You got a sorry, I was gonna ask. Do you have a favorite restaurant then in Toronto?
I got a couple, but I go to I love Italian food, so I go to a place called Sugo, which is one of my spots. But then I also go Soto is closer to where I live, so I hit that spot up a little more.
So we're gonna have to hit one up one of these nights. Then.
Yeah, for sure.
Try one. I'll take your recommendation on that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
For sure. Just let me know.
Yeah, so we know you played with the stick, the Code TMP. We've been using it. We love it.
Yeah.
But we also heard that you're playing with something different in the skills competition.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even actually, I just saw it a couple, maybe 30 minutes ago, and I mean, I'm excited to use the code encrypt coming. Is that, that's it. There she is.
Nice.
Holy smokes.
And have you guys tried this one yet?
I haven't looked
Oh,
at
yeah,
it.
but that is a beauty right
You guys
there.
aren't that special enough to get this for pre-release.
Not quite good enough.
That's the Willie special right there. Think it looks good?
I love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to use it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we can't wait to tune in. And one more thing before we wrap it up. Thank you for being on, by the way. We really appreciate it.
Of course,
I think all
thanks
these
for
people
having me.
appreciate it. Give it
Yeah.
a hand for Willie.
Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to William Nylander's interview. And Willie, thank you for coming on. We greatly appreciate it. Well, boys, how do you think our first NHL interview went?
I think it went well. It was a blast. It was really, really fun. Like the feeling after that was done, I remember just it was enjoyable. The whole time up there, I was enjoying myself, and would love to do it again.
Yeah, I thought that interview, just kind of how we conducted it and how we worked off each other with just like the questions that we said, I really enjoyed it too. I thought we did really good.
The one little challenging thing about that is like you didn't want to cut people off when they were like, because you ask a question and there's follow-up questions and stuff like that, and then you weren't sure when to like bring up the next question or move forward with the interview.
Yeah.
But I mean, it all worked out good.
Yeah.
It flowed pretty well, and I guess that's what happens when you prepare for as long as we did and have
Yeah.
everyone's name by their.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we didn't have our like kind of questions that you were responsible for, it definitely helped us out for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't
say.
give away all our secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't know exactly how fast we were gonna get through them all, and
Oh, dude.
sometimes it's hard to tell if like he asks questions like how long is it gonna take to go to the next one. So I remember it moved a little quicker than I thought it would, but at the same time, I realized that those scenarios are not technically like podcast atmospheres scenarios, and when he's speaking in front of 100 people, it's more of like that. It's hard to have a conversation in a way, so that maybe was a challenge, how to like continue to elaborate more on things for us to dig deeper, because I know when you're in a press conference, speaking in front of 100 people, you typically do more short-winded stuff.
Yeah.
But with that all being true, I think we still did a good job of it for our first time.
First
For our
time.
first NHL guest being an all-star.
For sure. You see how happy those people were listening to him?
They were
They were
happy.
loud too.
So if we made 150 people smile, it was a win.
For sure.
Lawson, you had a little funny interaction with Willie after.
Yes, Cuddy's cord was on my.
I
Sitting
don't know
on my
what you're doing.
microphone.
He's
I was trying to-
punching
wondering
me in
what's
the leg.
going on
Get
over
off
there.
my
I got a little
cord.
fight.
Bring
it up, boys.
I did have a funny interaction with him after because he was doing some signing autographs, and I guess he was only allowed to sign one piece at a time. So I had two things. I had a puck and a hat, and then I put them both on the table. And we just barely talked to him 10 minutes ago. So he takes the hat and he looks over his shoulder to the guy that was from Sherwood, and he goes, only one thing at a time, right? Like, only one thing for me. And the guy at Sherwood was like, oh, like, no, Willie, like, he's part of the hockey guys. Like, it's all good. And then he looks back at me and he just starts smiling and bursts out laughing and just was like, yeah, I'm kidding. Like, he obviously
That's
knew
hilarious.
he knew who I was, and he was just doing a joke of how he can only sign one of my things. And then he started his laugh was hilarious, though. Like an amazing laugh. I
10 out of 10 laugh.
contagious.
Yeah,
10 out of 10
contagious.
laugh. My roommate from Omaha used to be Swedish.
Sweden.
Used
to be Sweden.
Used to be Sweden.
What's he now?
And his laugh,
Finland.
they're so similar.
Yeah.
They have almost the same laugh.
So did you believe him? Did you think like he didn't necessarily recognize like
I
who
was
dropped their
wondering
hat
that.
and stuff?
Yeah, I was trying not to be like,
Hey, I was sitting 2 guys down for you
Yeah.
up on the panel.
Did it kind of like make your heart drop that he forgot you already?
no, because I kind of didn't
You
expect
knew he
him
was
to
joking?
remember me.
Oh, really?
No, well, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have
Oh.
surprised
You
me.
looked surprised. You're like, oh, just one then.
His head was down.
Just
a
one.
lot. He just went through a line of 50 people. I'm at
True.
the end of the
You were
line.
the last guy.
Is he gonna remember me? He probably just. Yeah, who knows? But
Hope so.
good on
Sad
him.
by you.
Yeah.
Good on
I
him.
want to say one last thing before I don't know if we're moving on, but it was pretty cool that we did get the slip a hoodie into his hands. We didn't know if we were gonna be able to because like when we're up there after the podcast, like you could tell he was trying to get shuffled out, and Mr. Lawson's magic touch was able to get the hoodie into his hands.
Yeah, we
Set
couldn't
up.
even get a picture with him. That's how fast they were trying to get him out of there.
We set up the
And then-
handshake line though.
And then we
Always
Frizz,
get that
Frizz
going.
kind of
Yeah.
blocked him off so he can sneak by
Frizz was
us, and then
saying
he
that.
kind of had to walk right in the middle of us, and then we
First
slipped him a
corralled
hoodie.
him right
Yeah.
into the founder's hoodie.
And
Yeah.
what was his famous words?
said Willie Styles approved.
Willie Styles
Hey,
approved.
the Willie Styles stamp, eh? You
He
put
got
that
the stamp.
testimonial out
That was
there.
a great send-off for our afternoon with Willie.
Yeah, and we'll see if he ends up wearing that thing ever, and we see it online somewhere.
What are the odds?
That'd be pretty cool.
What do you guys think?
I think the odds are relatively low because it's Willie Styles, and he's got a lot of clothes in that
Yeah.
wardrobe. So I don't know where the no bad hoodie slots in with all
We'll
of
see,
those.
I don't
Let's
know.
just hope it made it home into his closet.
Yes, as long as it made it home.
What if
into
his old
that
man's
closet.
wearing it
Yeah.
right now? Gave it
He
to his
gave it
dad.
he signed it and gave it away.
Yeah.
I don't care if that thing's used for a pillow for his dog. That counts for me.
It's a dog toy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Willie Style approved. That's a high standard stamp right there.
Willie Styles approved. Good work. Way to get that in his hands.
Yeah, good job.
And then it was time to do what else we came there to do.
Well, a lot more than just that. We had a lot.
We had a lot. And
Trivia.
after Nylander, we went and met up with our friends at Molson
Yeah.
because they were the first ones to ask us to come, and they were our top priority for the weekend.
Yeah.
And it was night one of hosting the All-Star Fan Bar, which
Yeah.
was rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really glad that, because like, if we would have done that for like one night, let's say it's like just a one night event, like I feel like we wouldn't have like fully like grasped everything. So since we was across 3 nights, like we were saying before, like it was a lot of fun and we got to really absorb everything. And so like that first night was a good like trial run for us.
Yeah, I expected it to be more so like a restaurant type place too. So I felt like going into it, we might be annoying a lot of people, but it couldn't have been complete opposite than it was because everyone was fired up.
Yeah.
Everyone was into the games, the trivia, the
Yeah.
interviews, everything we did.
Mhm.
People were loving it.
Yeah, so we were at the Fan Bar for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all during the All-Star events. Thursdays was during the All-Star game draft. Fridays was during the skills competition, and Saturday during the actual All-Star game. And it was basically for people who wanted to enjoy the All-Star weekend experience in Toronto but didn't get tickets because who knows why. But they came to the bottom line and had the All-Star fan bar, and we were their entertainment.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute blast. And like you said, the 3-night thing was super nice because I think it was more fulfilling to come in and work a new crowd every day.
Yeah.
And be like, because if we just did it for the first night or whatever, it would have been cool, but then it wouldn't have really proved that we can do it more than once.
Yeah.
And we ran the show back 3 times in a row and had a lot of different reactions from people and different types of people. I think industry night surprised me a lot, actually. It was more fun. The people were more fun than I thought. Friday was exactly what I expected. It was freaking packed in there, and people were loud and having fun. And then Saturday was a really nice surprise because there wasn't as many people in there at the start, and then it almost felt like it was like the best game we had.
Yeah, it was funny because they gave us like a little gift bag of like Molson clothing, and they gave a cool jean jacket, and I wore that thing every single time in there. I don't know if you guys wore it every time, but I had like literally the same fit every single time.
It's funny how we put kind of our THG spin on the whole event too, because we got these jean jackets. So then everyone kind of dressed in the Canadian tuxedo with jeans on and stuff like that. So we're walking around in all denim, and we stuck out like a sore thumb. And also, we actually gave away some free tickets, and we put a little spin on that too. There was this little sticker of a star. This star, actually.
Yeah, is that star?
And you had to hide it around. There's 2 of them. We hid them around the bar, and the little spin we put on it is we put one of those stickers on Frizz's back, and he just kind of walked around the bar to see if anyone could
What'd the winner
find
get?
it. Winner got tickets to the All-Star Skills Competition and the game.
Yeah, it's a really big prize.
So that was a big prize, and that was fun to give away because those people that won were so
Giving our
happy.
2 pairs of All-Star tickets was sweet.
Yeah.
It was the perfect guys. There's those 2 buddies who were searching the bar hard.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was a couple who won the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was perfect.
They were really excited. They're from Vancouver, I
The
think.
kid,
wow.
like the younger guys or the older couple. I
I
guess they both are kind of younger, but
the one guy that looked like our age, I guess.
yeah.
I think my favorite spin that we put on was the tape chant.
Oh, yeah,
Tape.
that was
we
fun.
did.
Tape.
We did a little skills competition there where you had to find things in a hockey bag, and then you had to tape a stick, and then you had to get a referee call correct. That me and Cuddy were the refs that were making it.
Yeah.
And then we started this thing where every time they got to the part where they taped the stick, we just make a tape.
The whole
tape,
bar was chanting.
tape, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was
Got
good.
the people going in there.
That led into I didn't have any expectations for the All-Star draft cuz I guess I didn't really know that they hadn't done this style, and I don't know if they've done it before and they just brought it back.
Yeah.
But I thought this year's like All-Star draft was really cool, like how they had the captains out there and then the celebrity captains, and then everyone that was in the draft pool is out like in their skates sitting on a bench. And I don't know if you guys thought the same thing, but I think that's like the way to do it.
Yeah, it looked cool. I didn't really pay that much attention to it because it was on TV. And I heard it was really slow in person with a lot of breaks.
Oh, okay.
So it probably did look better on TV.
Yeah.
But I do like how it was on the ice.
Yeah.
And they had the PWHL 3-on-3 game after.
Uh-huh.
So like brought people in to see both at once because I don't think many people would go just for that again.
Yeah. No,
I
get
didn't.
that.
I haven't watched drafts in the past even, so I didn't even know what the previous ones were like. But I did like how this one was on the ice, and for sure, I think what helped with like the celebrity captain component, I think made it more fun because you could see like the team captains and the celebrity captains kind of talking, and to me, that's what made it entertaining for like seeing Justin Bieber up there, which was odd though that he was sitting down.
Yeah,
I don't know. We
whole
noticed
time.
that.
Yeah.
He was like sitting down the whole time during the draft.
Yeah.
But I think for me that made it a step up from having like inside and
Yeah.
Did
You
you
know.
guys see Michael Bublé's interview?
Yeah, he was on firing in all cylinders.
I did see it.
The press conference.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Was he trying to be, you think, a little bit like just entertaining? Was he there just to I think that was his goal?
I think he's just like
I think he was.
he's really passionate too. Yeah, well that too. But I think he like legit is like a hardcore hockey fan. So I think
He
like,
is, and he loves like. I think we talked about this before. He has like the man cave, and he loves his buddies to come over and play basketball and golf. Like that's what he spends his money on. Good times with friends. But the interview is very unique, especially for the NHL.
Yeah.
And him saying that he was on mushrooms or whatever, and then he was just kind of going off, and he was just so happy and loving it.
Yeah, he definitely
I'm
was
sure that's
high
his
energy.
personality, plus a little extra. I think it was pretty funny.
Yeah. No kidding.
Do other professional sports, when they do their All-Star, because I know football just happened, do they do drafts, or why don't they have, or do they have celebrity captains too?
Great question.
I have no idea.
'Cause I think that's
I don't know if they
NFL
do
stuff.
draft.
For NFL, it's just AFC, NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
it's
no, like,
different. There's only
captains
2
even?
teams.
But I think it would be still cool there if they would do the celebrity captain part.
But you don't get. There's no like.
They may
selecting.
have
There's
before,
you're on your
but
team
they
that
don't
you're
draft.
playing. In.
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. Regardless of the draft, though, I guess the team still could have a captain to it.
They could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Their
sure.
skills competition is like they play like dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see with the
Flag
McDavid mess up during the
McDavid
draft?
messed up? No, I didn't see it. What happened?
Oh, sweet.
Did he say someone's name
Finally,
wrong?
I'm bringing some news to you guys.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear.
You know, McDavid messed up when drafting Bobrovsky.
Did he say the wrong name?
Well, he said Sam Reinhart, or he said something about Reinhart or Sam, and then when he drafted Bobrovsky, he said Sam Bobrovsky.
Because he drafted them back to back.
Yes, he
And it
went
was
back.
a snake draft, so the white team had 2 drafts picks in a row.
I see.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I did see that actually.
What did
that was funny.
Did he correct himself up there, or did they just go with it?
I think he did.
I
was
think he went with it,
It
honestly.
was really funny.
What's
how he
his
said.
actual first name? Bobrovsky.
Sergey?
Sergey. At least they're S's.
Yeah, and then I saw the Florida Panthers posted a TikTok
Yeah.
today or yesterday, and they said, They said like, who? Oh man, I can't remember what it was. It was something like, spot the Sams, and then they said level impossible, or like tell us whose name is Sam. Level, like difficulty level impossible, and it was just a video of Reinhardt and then a video of Bobrovsky, and they're just both smiling.
Jeez.
Pretty much
They ate it up.
just chirping them that it's really hard to tell those two apart.
Bad guy to chirp, man.
I like how the social media teams in NHL are getting a little funny like that.
Yeah.
It's good. You need that.
Spicing it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the kind of the nightcap for Thursday, really, at the bar.
What
the
team-
draft
what-
and
What team would you want to be drafted to?
either
out
the
of those
jersey
teams?
I have
Think
on
we
right
were?
now, Tate McRae, or Bieber's team. Those are the two teams.
Yeah,
that would've
these
been
were the
selected
teams
by.
we got drafted to.
So
I didn't hear
I'm
that.
on team McRae and
So I officially am on team.
Cal
Buble?
Makar.
This is
You're
Buble.
Buble.
what's your team?
Arnett, McDavid.
We were laughing at that one because
McDavid almost won the skills competition and the All-Star game.
that'd be
That
just
would-
that'd be disappointing if that would have happened.
I was a little disappointed that Blue won it.
Oh really? I was kind of I was
just
rooting
like,
for them. The
Of
hometown
course
heroes.
they're gonna win it. It's just
Yeah.
kind of
Wow.
dumb.
It's all scripted, man.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I was thinking yellow or blue were gonna win. Those are the two teams.
Yeah, I
had
wanted
in
one of the
mind.
other like one of these teams to win.
Yeah,
Blue is just
Blue
like-
drafted all the Toronto guys.
Exactly. I wanted
that's
them to
why.
lose.
That's why they won, man.
Yeah, it's scripted.
Hometown heroes.
I shouldn't say that because the 2 guys we interviewed on the weekend are both on Blue, but
Give them
still wanted them to
We like
lose.
Team Blue.
Yeah. Well, who's the second guy? Because we had a heck of a Friday even. And it started off so peaceful. We got to go around, get a little sweat, walk to breakfast with the team, just enjoy ourselves. And then once noon hit, I don't think we stopped until Sunday.
Yeah.
So what happened first? We went to the Ritz-Carlton and got to meet up with our boy, Clayton Keller.
Yeah.
We had our podcast gear in a big
In a
suitcase,
big suitcase.
and we walked it across Toronto.
We look like we just hopped off a plane and we're wheeling our luggage to a
Yeah.
hotel. But little did anyone know in the whole city that all our pod gear was in that suitcase that we were wheeling on the sidewalk.
That bag worked out so well.
Yeah, that was perfect. Great idea.
Yeah. Well, I think the first thing that I noticed going to the Ritz-Carlton is right when we walk through the revolving door, right to our right was Pasternak, however you say his last
Oh, yeah.
name,
Yeah, he
which was
just
pretty
chilling.
funny because like knowing that we were heading into the like where the All-Star players were staying, like you still don't really think, oh, I'm gonna run into players, you know. And the first person we saw was him in the lobby.
Yeah, he was looking wide awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and then we
And Tom Wilson.
Oh yeah, Tom Wilson
After
too. We
the
did see.
interview?
Yeah, after.
Same lobby.
that was cool. Yeah, we set up our pod gear in a shout out to our manager. He kind of found us a little
That was
private
huge.
room.
That was
It's
so
a perfect studio.
so good
It was
because imagine
soundproof.
like him having to walk to our hotel and into our room. I think it would have been a little different energy. Like for
I
him
do
just to
too.
come down the
Yeah.
elevator right to like whatever the floor where he already had media stuff going on.
And we had all of our stuff set up, ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
he just walked in, sat down.
It definitely helped us look more professional.
Way
Yeah.
more professional. Because the more I thought about it, is like imagine him and his like 6 Coyotes like media team walking
In your hotel
the same
room.
route to where we were staying, and then up to our
Yeah.
like single bed hotel room.
because like Keller's obviously busy that day too.
Yeah.
We interviewed him at 3 to 3:30 ish, and he had to. And that night was the skills competition. So, like, shout out to him first of all, just for being able to take time of his day to do that with us was huge. But like you said, a little extra friction in that of walking to our hotel was probably nice, just that we accommodated that way. But when he rolled in with his camera gear, because these guys were already recording, and then he came and sat down. And then I wasn't on the show, so I was like shaking hands before he came in. I actually gave him a little rundown, just to make sure he knew what was
did
going
you?
on.
You did,
yeah,
eh?
yeah,
Good job.
yeah. So I just was like, hey, like, nice to meet you.
Job.
I just said the guys are already recording in there. They're just doing a pre-show. So if you're cool with it and you want to just sit down, like they'll just like meet you that way.
I'm glad you did that.
That was
Because when he
perfect.
sat down, I was kind of in the back of my head like, is he ready?
Yeah. No, I told him that, but he didn't really.
Say anything?
Maybe I messed up my delivery on it, to be honest. 'Cause I
It
was
sounded pretty good. how
Come
you
on,
just
man.
said it.
You
Told
didn't
the
have
wrong
to share
thing.
this part.
No,
We just gave you credit.
I just gave him an option. I ended it with like, if that's okay, like if that's okay with you, and then I continued. I said, if not, like we can do it differently.
Yeah.
So then he said, he kind of was like, yeah, sure, like that, whatever.
Yeah.
He was cool with it. So I was like, all right, here we go. And then we turn the corner. Clayton comes in, and then all of a sudden, I knew it was coming. But 2 camera guys,
Oh, you knew that was coming?
yeah, they're behind me,
What, when he was out
just
there.
like
Oh,
that,
I
just like
see what
that.
you
So
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
then they rolled in, and maybe
That
that's
nerved me, man.
Did
That
that
made me a
stun
little
you?
nervous,
I
yeah.
knew
Because
it
like
would.
That stunned
I-
me too. I wasn't even on the show, and I look behind me, and there's 6 people behind
I
me.
thought it was
with
going to be
cameras.
Clayton and Alex
Yeah.
from
I knew it
Yeah.
would
the
stun you
Yotes
guys.
I
team.
was kind of shell shocked.
I know.
Then
It's when you have your mindset being like more of a private interview, it's just you and the player and your team, and then all of a sudden that flips to the cameras. There's 4 other people from
Yeah,
the
so
Coyotes.
what were they filming?
They were doing like I think a recap probably.
So
for
we'll be in
All-Star.
like a recap
I think
video
we will be.
potentially.
Yeah, keep your eyes open for that. They were telling me how they're just filming some behind the scenes of All-Star experience, so taking
Sweet.
pictures. Yeah,
Wow.
Maybe there's a way to get that content too.
I'm sure.
we'll grab that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Send it over, Clayton.
So your heart rate picked up a little bit when
Yeah.
you saw that.
For sure.
A lot to do.
Those
right
are fancy big cameras, man. I didn't know if they. I didn't know if they're NHL or if it was like specifically the Coyotes, but I didn't look back again until the interview was over.
Just locked
You
in.
just
Yeah,
locked
I didn't.
eyes
I
with
didn't turn that
Clayton.
way whatsoever. Once I saw that they were in the room, I was like, hopefully I'll turn and they're not there anymore.
In that moment, it did make me a little bit glad that you guys were taking care of it, because that would have happened to me as well.
Yeah.
Like I relate to that. Cameras coming in and a little bit, like when you're not prepared for it, it's just different. But yeah, how did you guys enjoy the interview Any little behind the scenes tidbits of that experience?
Only thing, like, I just wish we had more time with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we do a good job talking to hockey players because we were hockey players and they're very similar to us. We had some good life connections with them. And, yeah, other than that, it was fun. Clayton, he's a soft-spoken dude. Seems pretty reserved and probably doesn't talk about personal life too much. So it was just nice to pick his brain on a few things.
Mm-hmm.
And he was excited. He got to play with his boy, Austin Matthews. They've been buddies since the USA program, so being drafted by him. And Bieber was probably pretty cool for him.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to represent Arizona has always got to be an honor, too. And it looked like they treated him very well as their franchise guy. So,
yeah.
It was
Kind of
good.
similar to what Will was saying. Like, and I thought about this as we were speaking. It's like, it is hard to really break the shell when you're like meeting William Nylander for the first time and you're meeting Clayton Keller for the first time. Like for you guys, it's like it's hard to get like on that real personal level in a podcast setting because like normally like those guys are used to the media going from one question to the next question, the next question, and
Yeah.
like
That's so
And that's
true.
the thing.
Because I don't want them to think that we're just normal media.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's a great point.
and it's hard because like we only have a 30-minute slot, so it's like you do need to ask those questions, but how do you ask them where it's like still like breaking that like stereotype mold of like, oh, I'm on a podcast, I'm getting like questioned.
Yeah, you feel like they're gonna be short and move on pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's the barrier of, hey man, like we're trying, like we do want to just talk as friends and more so not try to be this media reporter that you probably get in your face all the time, but at the same time, an interview also is sort of like that, and there's like a way that we can, I mean, try to improve on and take notes on of like how can we set the stage a little bit so we can get to that level of more friends versus professional interview style. But it's definitely something I think we can get better at over time. You learn from those things.
Yeah. I thought it was really good, and it was a cool experience doing that Keller interview.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Very grateful for the Coyotes for setting that up.
Yeah.
And I think now's a good time to give Felipe a nice fat shout out because
Shout him out.
our manager Felipe surprised us in many ways this weekend. All positive. Whether it was getting us a last minute brand deal with great clips, which we will get into shortly, or just setting up that room with Keller at his hotel. So it was just so easy and doable. We actually probably gained 5-10 extra minutes with him because it was at the hotel, which was very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, shout out to Felipe. He's still proven that he's our guy. So that was awesome. But yeah, then we basically went right into night 2 of the All-Star Fan Bar, where Lawson and Cuddy got to interview PWHL Toronto superstars Natalie Spooner and Emma Malte. Or Taze.
I think
Malte.
I think the S is silent.
S is silent.
Yeah.
It's silent.
Emma Malte. And we made a fun TikTok with them. And
Yeah.
they were great.
They were great. They were awesome, and just obviously the blanket statement of the PWHL that we met at the hotel. We met a lot of people that had to do like players and stuff, and they're great. Like I do really enjoy that these professional hockey players are people that are just so open with sharing their stories and so open with giving just being in front of like the camera, I guess. Like they're obviously athletes, but they're also trying their best to be very personable so that like you guys and the audience can get to know them. So I noticed when me and Cuddy were interviewing them, that they shared long answers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
They really got into everything about that, which made it super easy for us.
Yeah, it was easy to talk to them because like they like to share their full story, and like I think their main focus is like trailblazing the way for younger female athletes
Heck
too.
yeah.
So they want to share as much as possible out to the public.
Yeah, you guys did really good. I really enjoyed just listening to your guys' Q&A with them, and the biggest thing that I like, kind of similar to what you guys were saying, it's like those type of interviews, like, well, I guess that was our technically first one, I guess, with the PWHL player. But it just seemed like a lot more loose and not so, like, cut and dry as, like, a lot of the NHL interviews are. So that's one thing I noticed.
Yeah. It was good. And I think, I don't know who else you ran into at the hotel, but I know we ran into Marie-Philippe Poulin, who I still think is awesome for saying what she said. And she's like, hey, guys, I love your TikToks, in her very French accent. And it was, like, super cool that someone like her, who's, like, one of the best ever Canadian to play, was recognized us, which is sweet.
Yeah. We'll have to get her on the podcast.
And then Yelly and Cuddy and I, before we got in the Uber to the Sports Illustrated event, met Emily Clark.
Oh, you did?
She's a Sherwood player and plays for Ottawa. And her and her agent walked out, and she's like, hey, guys, like, I love your TikToks. Like, what are you guys up to tonight? She actually was going to the same party we were going to, but never saw her there.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Me and Yelly ran into 4 of them in the elevator, I think, after the gym or before the gym. Do you remember that? We walked right in. And
it was either before or after.
The doors open, and there's just 4 of the girls in there. And then, again, I don't...
You asked them about the 3-on-3 game. I remember that. You asked them,
remember that.
You said, you, like, enjoy the game last night? Like, you're referring to the 3-on-3?
Yeah.
They all said, yeah. But
yeah, I think, like, we're just kind of like, I think the fact that I didn't expect them to know who we were, to be honest, but now that they clearly, a lot of them do actually recognize us, it just feels like we're more like friends now when we see them.
Yeah.
And I filming the TikToks after our interview at the bar with Emma and Natalie, like, that was fun too. Like, we were just actually, like, we were filming content with them behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Could act any way we wanted. It didn't really matter. It felt kind of like we had been playing hockey with these people for a while, and I know we kind of just ended that off on saying, like, hey, like, we're going to make sure we actually do an interview or do more stuff and actually keep the relationship going in the future.
Tons to come with the P-Dub.
Yeah, there is a lot. There will be a lot to come with the PWHL. If that's one thing I learned from the weekend. I think
that's what you took away.
That was a big takeaway.
Yeah.
Because well, you guys knew this, but me and Felipe did have a meeting with the PWHL marketing side. So we had a really good meeting with them too, and it seems like they're very open and eager to just experiment and have more fun on the social side, which we are a really good fit for.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I noticed that like I'm just really thinking just like from a NHL to a PWHL like perspective. It's like, imagine you go to like that NHL party, for instance, that we're going to touch on in a bit, and you see like a bunch of like NHL players, and you ask them like, hey, you guys want to come on like our podcast? We'd love to. They'd probably say no. Like, I don't know. I would think that's what they would say.
Unless they're your friend.
Yeah,
like,
but the PWHL girls, ones that we've never met before, like when we introduce ourselves and be like, would you want to come on our podcast? They would say yeah. Like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's just because like they like want to be in that media presence or the league just to like help grow it, but I just think that they really want to do stuff like that, so it's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great Friday. McDavid won the skills competition, of course.
Go figure.
Another extra $1 million in his pocket.
Did he help build it? I heard someone say that he helped create it.
Maybe he did.
Come on.
And that it was cheap. Like, of course, McDavid won his own.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
If that's a true fact, that is hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe he did. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like all the stuff was like very similar to what it was like every other year.
Probably the own like course that you zigzag through. Like, maybe he gave suggestions on
he's good at it.
How that should be.
Here's what I'm best at. You should put these ones in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't really watch too much of that, obviously, because we were at the All-Star fan bar. But then we got to go to a double concert.
At
a place called Liberty Grand in Toronto. The Sports Illustrated event. Our friends at Celsius were in town and invited us over. And it was unlike anything that I've ever been a part of.
Right?
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I've never been to a DJ show, first of all. So walking in and we knew Diplo was playing. I was like, what? How do I act?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to just bounce around with my hands up the whole time? Like, what do I do? There's couches, but then if you sit on the couch, you can't see the stage. I don't know.
It is really
It
odd.
turned out to be a lot better than I was nervous for nothing.
Sorry, let me rephrase what I said. It's like odd in the sense of when you think about like what it's at. Like if you were to actually think about that concert, like they had couches, but no one's sitting on the couches, and like you're just kind of like standing there. It's kind of like funny, but kind of similar to you. I've never really been to like a DJ before, so like it was definitely cool.
Yeah.
But it's not my MO as DJ. I like more like live, like slower.
It was
songs.
nice getting a treat and a surprise when Kid Leroy came out and started singing.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
Me too.
That was easily my favorite part.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing like a live
no one
singer
knew,
on
right?
stage.
None of you guys knew that he was
Uh-uh.
performing.
No, nobody did.
That was a hell of a surprise.
Somebody knew, but
Surprise
not us.
guess.
But I did notice because when the first opening DJ left, they had like it said like Kid Leroy in the back screen, but like I just thought that was just up there because maybe they were playing like his songs or something. And then like 10 minutes later, that's when he came out.
It was Frank Walker, I believe, was the first guy.
Yeah, something like that.
Kid Leroy, and then Diplo came out.
Yeah, it's funny. Diplo
Good show.
like walked right next to our little couch area, and you're the one that like tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, look, there he is." And it's funny because like he's a lot smaller than I thought, like a lot smaller than I thought. And then he had like his hair was color. I forgot what color it was.
It's
Like
purple.
Yeah.
But
it's
he
like a
walked
pink
by.
purple.
You couldn't tell.
he walked by, and I was like, "Where is he?" And I was like, "That's definitely him." It's funny.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys in black suits, giant guys in
Oh,
black
yeah.
suits, and then
He's just in the
purple
middle.
hair and in the middle of like 8 bodyguards.
Yeah, that was fun though. It was
Yeah.
definitely cool.
Yeah, I definitely think that that music style and that event style is not. It's fun. It's just a social thing.
Mhm.
You're not there for the music. I'm more there for talking to you guys
Yeah.
and like hanging out because you're not standing there looking at the stage, listening like you would be for a country artist. So
You're not singing.
No, you're not
singing along.
singing.
No.
A lot
I'm
of the
sure there were some people up in front dancing their butts off, but
Yeah. It
think
is
the-
funny, like when you go to these type of like NHL events, like Winter Classic, for instance, and then the All-Star this past weekend. At events like this, the likelihood of you like crossing paths with an NHL player is pretty high, and
Yeah.
we saw 2 there:
Yeah.
Barzell and Jordan Kyrou, he wasn't part of the All-Star, but he's from the area.
Yeah.
he was acting like it.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny, like when you like see NHL players in person, because like it's like they look like one of us, you know? like-
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that I didn't know that like that party too was like, is it connected to the All-Star event? And it's not connected in any way, but it's happening at the same time. And it's funny how like a lot of people that are with the All-Star event like find their ways to there as well.
Yeah.
So when
No.
we're there,
You know what was really funny, actually, was when we were having random conversations with all sorts of people throughout the days, like on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Everyone from Molson or Sherwood or any other brand that we kind of like met up and talked to, because we did take time to make our rounds and make sure to see a couple of past partners, such as Kat,
Yeah.
which was great, by the way.
That
Good
was
job,
really
everybody.
cool.
I was glad we did that.
Yeah. Likewise.
But it was so funny, the buzz of different events going on when people were like, yeah, what are you doing tonight? Well, I'm probably going to go to Diplo, but then I heard there's this thing at Paris, Texas, because so-and-so's playing, and then I'm going to go down the street to blah, blah,
Loud
blah. Like,
Luxury.
oh, but I only have tickets to this one, but
And
maybe I can
PK's
skip that one, but I know the bouncer at this place, so he can maybe get you in. Toronto is insane. The buzz for that King Street, and everyone knows someone,
Yeah.
is insane.
well, even PK Subban had a party.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a no cell phones party that I didn't even know about.
Me
Like that, you meet the next day and people tell you that they're at this party with PK. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know that one existed. There's like
Yeah.
levels to the private, how like private they get.
Yeah.
Like Frizz got his way into the Drew House party.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't touch on
Yeah,
that.
we
Might
didn't
as well
touch on
do it right now because
And,
it
like,
happened the day before.
The funny thing with that Drew House one is that's the day of we knew it was happening. We didn't know
No, it was like
going
hours
into the
before.
weekend.
Yeah, we just heard people talking about it.
That's the thing with us is that like as soon as we heard someone talk about it,
We're trying to get in.
we're telling Felipe, and we're like, Felipe, this person said they were going.
Find a way.
Yes, find a way.
And then
I
we let
hate-
Felipe.
He probably sent
Felipe's-
out 15 emails
Yeah,
that
he
day.
did.
For sure,
trying
yeah,
to-
He was
asking
sitting
for
there
tickets.
at the bar that when we were working, just firing emails for us.
Heck, he was doing it. But
Yeah.
hey, I gotta say one thing, and I hate to say this, but I think that probably would have been the best concert of the weekend. The one thing that we
think?
didn't get to go see.
Hot take.
Yeah.
That would have been 100%. Bieber hasn't performed in 2 years, and the hockey guys out randomly show up.
Yeah, it'd have been a freaking. The stars would have aligned.
Oh,
We got one guy in there, though.
Yep.
We'll take it.
we got our boy. He
we
made us
got-
a good TikTok. and,
Yeah, that was at the time it was really irritating that he was there, but like us sitting in the hotel room on
Yeah.
the beds,
Yeah.
Let's
like
talk
we're-
about that quick.
Yeah.
laughing.
We literally, us four, went back to the hotel when Frizz went to the Drew House party, and we're living so vicariously through him. And usually we hate when he's showing off what
Yeah,
he's
it's the
doing,
worst.
just because we know him. Like, I'm sure people love to see what Frizz is doing, but because we know him and he's a Snap Story king,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
we're like, Frizz, like, just tell me about your night tomorrow. Like, I don't really care to see what you're having a beer here or there, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But this one, we're all like, send
Send-
more, send
yeah.
more, send more, send
Heck,
more.
Right
Lawson
now.
was even critiquing him and telling him to send get a better angle and clean your camera lens and get closer to him.
Yeah, I was like, what do you? Yeah, like he was sending smudge stuff, and I'm like, I can't make a video out of that. Like,
Yeah,
gotta look like we were there too. Come
Uh-huh.
on.
so that was pretty funny. And like Will said, Bieber came out of retirement, and
He did.
seemed like he put on a
And
heck of a
he's-
show.
Yeah, wish we had more to talk about on
Yeah.
it because we weren't there, but the clips looked sweet, and Frizz said it was awesome.
The theme of that party was pretty much NHL like the players that were at All-Star, anyone that maybe had to do with the teams, and then a lot of higher up. I don't know higher up, but a lot of the companies, I guess, that were there.
The big sponsorship of like NHL.
Yeah, I think that's kind of who was there, and people like in the NHL organization, like media people.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't really reach out to the small guys like us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel as bad because like it would have been a little disheartening if like people that like kind of like creators that are in the same space as us were there, but they weren't. So it was like you said, legit like very select people.
Very exclusive.
Because
Very
that's what we were
exclusive.
worried at first. We were like, shoot, let's go see if all the other people are there too.
Yeah, all this creator stuff, the hockey creator world is just kind of a clout chase.
Right.
Everyone's just chasing the highest,
The best party of the,
the most
weekend.
exclusive party.
So what time did we end up going to bed that night? We're back to Friday now.
Probably about 3, 4.
Yeah.
So
Insanely
I'm gonna take
late.
you guys through our Saturday, bullet point by bullet point, time stamping, because after Friday, and Felipe is working emails all hours of the day. He actually got us a little brand deal with Great Clips, where our mullet men, Yelly and Cuddy, had to go and get a mullet in Vaughan, Ontario, which I truly don't remember how far away it was from Toronto because that car ride felt like a dream because I was sleeping. But this was our Saturday. Be ready. 7 a.m., wake up after maybe 4 hours of sleep. That might be generous. 8 a.m., make it to Vaughan, Ontario for Great Clips brand deal. Got some mullets. 9:15, McDonald's breakfast. 10:15, back to Sport Check to meet Connor Bedard. 11 a.m., head to check out the 3-on-3 Creatorscape, even though we weren't asked to participate but wanted to go support. 1 p.m., lunch at Earl's. 2:15, back to the hotel to shower. We needed it. 3 p.m., back to the bottom line for night 3 at the All-Star Fan Bar. 6 p.m., All-Star game is over. Guys are off the clock. 7 p.m., hotel for a 1-hour reset. 8 p.m., NHL party. See Nelly Furtado perform. 10:30, head to the bar called Paris, Texas to see Loud Luxury perform. Somehow we were on the VIP list. Asked Frizz. He hooked us up with that. 1 a.m., leave Paris, Texas because the place was so crowded you could not even move, which was our worst nightmare. 1:15 a.m., meet our website designer for a beer at Ruby Soho. 2:30 a.m., walk back to hotel. 3:30 a.m., roughly, finally fall asleep.
That's crazy. I mean, the funny thing is we hit those times like perfectly. Like
Insane,
perfectly.
Yeah, that was.
How do
It
we
was a
fit all that
day.
stuff in between like the stuff we had to actually do, like Great Clips, the Sports Check,
I don't
the
know.
Fan Bar, but then still be able to hit like stuff that would take a month to do, it seems like.
It was an insane Saturday.
That's why we were so tired freaking coming home.
Yeah.
But it was all worth
nuts.
it. It was all worth it.
That's the thing. It is worth it when you're at the All-Star weekend. It's none of those things on that schedule. Like, you just have to do them.
Time doesn't exist when you're
guess,
doing stuff
and
like that.
Kind of we know what we're getting
Stuff's
into.
going on all the time, and you gotta show face everywhere.
Yeah. So
Gotta
yeah,
show face.
I thought like great clips. Got the mullets. That was pretty funny.
Dude, yeah,
by
we
itself.
got a haircut out of this trip
Lawson got a normal
I
haircut
did
too.
too. I actually sat down. I wasn't supposed to get one
and a shave.
because these guys are just supposed to be getting mullets. But then I was like, whatever. I needed my haircut anyway, so
Yeah, you lucked out.
I sat down too with the guys, and I just got my beard trimmed and then a haircut at 8 in the morning. And I was
Yeah.
so tired.
But dude, when we got the sports check, and so my girlfriend, I told that we're potentially gonna be meeting Bedard like a couple days before, and I kind of forgot to like tell her like, hey, like we actually are gonna go meet Bedard, and so it was like after the fact, I was like, yeah, we just met Bedard, and she was just like, what the heck, like freaking out, because I mean that is pretty. It's a kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and the story with how we got to meet him was that we were supposed to be pretty much shooting pucks, and then he was judging us. So the time we met him was really short. We just pretty much shook his hand, said hi, introduced ourselves, and then we went down and we took our shots on net. He gave me the best shot rating.
Who had the worst shot rating?
I think
Frizz.
Did Frizz?
I think
Oh, yeah,
mine
Cuddy
was kind
didn't
of low
shoot.
too. Oh yeah, Cuddy didn't shoot.
Yeah, I didn't get to shoot.
You're the
They-
only
They
guy
wrapped
that-
it up.
that
We'll have to
didn't get
give
to shoot.
Logan, our buddy Logan, the worst shot.
Sorry, Logan.
Sorry, Logan. You missed the net twice.
But hey, he shot at least.
He shot.
Cuddy didn't get to shoot in front of Bedard.
So
You're gonna have to tell your kids that you were the one that didn't get to shoot in front of Bedard.
whoop-de-doo.
No, that's funny.
Yeah.
Was there any impressions of just meeting him? Obviously, so shortly and little.
I thought, not really about meeting him, but I thought he did a really good job working that crowd when he was doing the judge thing with Crystal.
Yeah.
I thought he was a lot more fun and took time to make sure he gave kids knucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did give every kid a knuckle.
He's like, hey,
Yeah.
hey buddy, good job. So goes hand.
Yeah.
That's cool because kids will remember that.
Dude, I just think it's so crazy. Like in the moment when you're getting introduced to Bedard, you don't realize how that's crazy. He was the first overall pick. That's a really big deal, and not many people have that opportunity to. So it's after the fact when you're leaving the place and reflect on it, you're like, wow, I just shook. Could be the next Crosby, the next McDavid's hand.
Mm-hmm. And I think with us being so much older than him, it also feels different than meeting Nylander or even Keller.
Yeah.
To me, it did. It felt more of yeah, you are more in the spotlight and maybe a overall cooler player on paper with you being Connor Bedard, but it definitely felt more of I'm meeting a little brother.
Well, he's
to
my
be
brother's
honest,
age. He's a
'cause
2005.
He's so much younger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's an 05 birth year.
He did look really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
In person.
It's so impressive.
He was
that,
shorter than I expected to.
He's a young dude.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be. I feel like I wouldn't be that nervous to interview him.
No.
As nervous I would be for Crosby, I would be.
I
Sure.
am way
Yeah.
more nervous for the older guys too.
Yeah.
If they're older than you,
Yeah.
it makes it harder.
It's a little more intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool though meeting him
It
for
was,
sure.
Yeah, it definitely was cool.
Yeah, very impressed with how he interacted with people, and
He's very good at that.
he's going to be very good for the rest of his life
Yeah.
when it comes to
And I guess
making people fans of him.
the one last thing about him being at the All-Star weekend, he's still coming off an injury, so he did lace up and was wearing his uniform, I believe, for the skills competition, just
They
kind of
didn't really
sitting off
do
to the
much.
side. But yeah, he didn't participate in the game at all, so it was more so he was out there. He I don't know if was he injured before or after the All-Star picking? Was he already going and then he got injured?
I believe so.
Yeah, so he would have obviously been there.
It was very very close.
So,
And he
dang.
got drilled open ice. Can't do that, Connor. It's okay though.
Yeah, and then so after that, the NHL, for those of you that don't know, hosted a NHL creator game, I guess you could call it, where they pretty much just took creators that were there, and they did a 3-on-3 tournament. Fortunately, the hockey guys weren't a part of that.
Wouldn't have fit in their schedule.
We're
Too busy.
Can you imagine how much crazier that day would have been if that was
Oh,
also in
yeah.
there?
We had to play hockey games.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So we couldn't be a part of it, but man, would we have first of all, had a ton of fun playing just 3-on-3 competitively against other creators, but I also think that we would have, like, for sure won.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Did we have to bring our own goalie, or would a goalie been
I don't know.
supplied?
I mean,
we could have brought Heffy.
We could have brought Heffy.
Yeah.
granted that the other players on our team would have been anyone that was out there. That, like, if it was like Laz or some of the empty netters, let's say.
There's only teams of 5, so
It could have been just
Could have been
strictly
just us. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have had a hockey guy team that
would've
would
been
have run
sick.
show.
Yeah, that was
that was a bummer.
sad.
That was probably
Yeah,
the
it
biggest
was.
bummer of the weekend.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play in that, and when we walked to go check it out, it looked really cool, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
They had a lot of fans there too. I was like
it made me way more sad.
not really
seeing that.
surprised, but I was like kind of like happy for them because like before like the creator skates, like there's never like it's not open for fans to like go there or just like people in general to watch, but like this was like open to the public and there was a really good turnout.
I think what it would have helped us so much that the other teams didn't have was the true chemistry.
Yeah.
Like skill wise, I think there's other more skillful
For
sure, like Dangle, whatever. But
yeah.
the fact that we had legitimately 2D, me and Frizz, and you 3 forwards, but that have all played like years and years of hockey together, I think
Mhm.
that would have made such a difference and made up for the lack of
We would have won.
finesse.
Yeah,
That,
they probably knew that too. If they invited us, these guys are gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah.
throw Heffy in net. Man, that
If
was
Heffy
sick.
was in that, they wouldn't have scored a goal.
Yeah,
He would have been tossing tennis balls against the wall before that game, like preparing for the
We
Stanley
would have
Cup.
taken that so seriously. The NHL did a really good job of capturing clips and highlights of like the photos, though.
Yeah. They
Of
killed
that,
it, man. Maybe they'll keep doing that because that's cool.
Yeah, I wonder when they would do it next.
Next All-Star, or maybe I guess maybe next All-Star.
Yeah, I think we could
Potentially.
throw a wager or two. Like I'd be down to.
No, we gotta tell Neil to do one sooner. There's no All-Star game next year.
Yeah,
True.
I know
Yeah.
there's none.
Shoot.
That's why I mean, if there's going to be another one, I think sooner because I feel like it was a success.
It was a
but
success.
I would be confident with saying that we would. I don't know what.
Well, it should be
we
like
could
the
put-
All-Star, like the legit All-Star game where they have like a winner, like whether it's a winning team or like the winning player, like in the skills comp gets a little purse of money. Like
I think the winning team of
Yeah.
the
Should
Creator
get
Skate
something.
gets to go play in the actual game.
Oh,
yes,
that'd
that'd be crazy. Like if they go
Nick.
sit on the bench next to Bieber.
that would be sick.
Yeah.
You get on a bus with your skates still on, and you head right to Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah.
They throw you a colored jersey, and you just hop on the team.
Can you imagine how hard we
Oh,
would
man.
play if it was for money?
If it was for money,
I have never
well,
played a hockey game for money in
Me
my
neither.
life. In my life.
It's a great point.
So if there, if
I think it
there-
would have been kind of like dangerous if that game was
It
played
would've
for
been-
money. Because,
You'd have had to wear gear.
Yeah, no
Either-
one.
Yeah,
Some guys
full
were wearing
gear.
helmets.
even
and
if it
stuff.
was as small as like, let's just say $500 each in your pocket after.
It's a lot of money.
Holy cow! with
wanna
Frizz-
get paid to
Can
play.
you imagine how hard Frizz would have gone?
Yeah, he would have went so hard. We all would have. I would have went pretty
Oh,
hard
yeah.
too. I would want to win.
So, I'm. Yeah.
If we won the Creator Skate and it was for money, then we could all finally say that we made money from the NHL.
Yeah, we got our first
Yeah.
NHL
For playing
contract.
hockey.
Exactly.
We got
Boom.
paid to play by the NHL.
We could have put that in her bio, man. That'd have been a hilarious thing to put in her bio. First NHL contract. Check.
Well, hopefully next time we get invited. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
That's what
That'd be
happened
fun.
after that little jaunt over to the park to watch the Creator game.
Well, then the All-Star game happened. We went and finished up at the fan bar, which was super, super fun. Got to see some OG TSG fans,
Yeah.
which was always a great
Oh,
time.
yeah.
And then we were off the clock,
Yeah.
and we enjoyed our Saturday. What did we do for dinner?
I don't
NHL
remember.
All-Star.
Oh, yeah, the All-Star party.
Oh,
The NHL party.
We
I felt like
we
we
went
never
to
were off the clock.
Epcot.
Yeah, Epcot.
yeah, that doesn't even feel like off the
We
clock.
never were
No,
off the
we were
clock.
That's
never
true.
off the clock.
It felt like Epcot.
It was like a mini
actually.
Epcot.
That place was cool.
The
That
NHL
was
knows
great.
how to throw really good parties. I'll give it to them there. Like, I wonder if other leagues like the MLB and NFL do things.
I do wonder that
Oh,
too.
I bet-
assume
Like, what's
they
the
do.
NBA do for
And
their
I bet the
thing?
NBA is crazy.
But credit to the
They do
NHL
great stuff.
for like
Travis Scott.
the parties that we can go to. Like, these aren't just parties that are. They have big guest lists. It's very nice of them that we can actually attend and be a part of that because it is really cool to witness them. But This one in Toronto was massive. They had a huge room. They had acrobats hanging from the ceiling, and then just all you do is like we have no idea what to expect.
Zero. We had zero
We just
expectations
climbed
of
up
this
this
thing.
escalator. We're just going to the escalator, and then you do a 180. You turn around, you're like, holy cow!
There was like 30,000 people. It seemed like not that many, but there was a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to a party where there's an acrobat. I've never seen that
Me
before.
neither. That's a
that was
good point.
crazy.
But
There's
that's what
just
I'm-
two of them.
That's when you know it's unique.
But that's what was interesting about this being an NHL party. Like you think of like who's behind this?
Yeah, who
From
puts
there,
this
that's
on?
like let's throw an acrobat on the ceiling.
God,
Yeah,
smart person. Whoever
let's
did
make
it.
a food tour thing because they had all these different
Right.
countries with their own food.
You know, there wasn't that many decorations. Just the two acrobats, the Toronto skyline light, and the
That was
food.
really it. Yeah, the food signs like they're so small. Actually,
They were small.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like,
The party was sick, but they
yeah.
left a little bit
There's
on
a
the
lot
table.
of space to fill.
There was
in
a
that
lot of
place.
space. That's true. Maybe the room was just too big, but the
Yeah.
stage was also massive.
Yeah,
Stage was
huge.
big.
Because Nelly Furtado came out. And
Dude, I didn't know
ruled
who
the
that
world.
name was at all. I knew the like one or two songs, but like if you would have told me that name, I would not have known. But that was a good concert.
I didn't know one
Loud.
song.
Lawson,
I
You
liked
heard
it.
the-
do you remember what you said to me after the concert about the Canadian radio?
Yeah, well, I think with Nelly was that Nelly Furtado is a Canadian artist.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of those cases where she plays on our radio a
Uh-huh.
lot, and us Canadians hear her growing up way more.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
that's why you guys, and I didn't realize that you guys didn't really know her. So when I was asking of like, Will, do you know this song? And you said no. I'm like, what the, like, how don't you know?
So it's like a childhood
yeah, I'm
singer for you growing up
I'm
in the
trying
car.
to think of like, I thought Will was like a music guy and actually knew musicians because you are, but then it didn't take into account that you didn't know her because
She's
you
regional,
weren't
huh?
born and raised in Canada. So
Yeah, I
That's-
only know
it's weird.
Promiscuous and the Bird song.
It's weird how some artists are like that.
Yeah,
They're just known in a specific region,
for
like
sure.
you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. That was cool though.
the funny thing was how we got into that party though.
Felipe.
Yeah,
how
did-
his uncle is like, uncle's like on the
Oh, is
management
that
team
how?
for Nelly Furtado, isn't that?
Yeah,
he's
Uncle
like,
that's how?
Repser.
He showed up
Oh, we
early.
should've
Dude,
said hi to
Felipe-
him.
That's why he was
Felipe had a
backstage
connection
the whole
everywhere.
time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. That Felipe was backstage. I thought that was a joke.
Felipe
I
wins
thought
a
you
gold
guys-
star for everything this
In
weekend.
the group chat, I literally thought you guys were joking that he was backstage.
No, he was backstage
and then
hanging
he
with
saw-
the big
This-
ones.
this is
Uncle,
so
his
funny.
Uncle Repser.
What are the odds?
That's
of
how
that?
we got in the party.
That's hilarious. All right.
Yeah.
Felipe
That's
was
funny.
a goat, man. He
He-
got everything freaking dialed for the.
If
God.
anyone
weekend.
out here is a agent trying to manage us, don't bother. We got Felipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool concert. I'm really glad that we did that because that like the food tour was fun that we did. The music was good, and we ended up meeting some more PWHL players
Yeah.
here too. So
I like the whole Toronto team.
yeah, so it was like a perfect storm of everything, kind of to end like the All-Star weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
It
All-Star
was
weekend.
perfect until we went to Paris, Texas.
Yeah.
For loud luxury because
No.
Frizz apparently knows the guys, the manager.
Allegedly.
Yeah. What was funny was that how, oh man, I felt so bad, or not, I just felt inside cringy when there's like a group of people really trying to get in,
Yeah.
but we had access somehow. Don't know how.
The funny thing was, Lawson,
But he
So-
still has his stamp on his hand.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say this. So like when we went up to get our stamps, the guy, whoever was leading the charge, was it Frizz? Must have been the first guy in. Whoever, like,
Frizz and Stefano.
yeah, they went up and like showed this is like who is allowing us in, and the guy was stamping our hands, and I went like this. He's like, "Oh, you were already here last night, buddy," because I had the red one on my thing too. So it was just like felt just like a big idiot going to this bar 2 nights in a row to like 2 exclusive or I guess the night before wasn't exclusive, but yeah, it's like you do kind of feel just like cutting the line. Like
was it
coming in
more
from
busy the
side.
first night or the second night?
Equal.
Really?
Dude.
Same exact thing?
That's why we
Oh,
left in the
man.
first 5 minutes the night before.
That was
however long.
insane.
The worst part was it took so long for Loud Luxury to like actually start performing. It was like we're in jackets and we're sweating. There's like barely any wiggle room at all.
Yeah.
I was stuck, immovable, 3 separate times. And every time I would get separated from you guys because I would like back up and let someone go. And then 5 people would go in front of me. And then there's 5 people behind me. And I actually couldn't move. And I just felt pressure from humans.
One little window of highway just starts a train
I feel like
going
people
through
I feel
there.
like people just can like they're just boneless, spineless, and they just
They just
slither
wither,
through
yeah.
every little hole. It's like, how did you get through there?
Yeah. They were
How did
too,
you get under
too
my
big
arm?
of performers for that venue, in my opinion. It was.
I agree.
I was shuffling through the crowd, and then one guy looks at me and he goes, Logic? And then I'm like,
no way.
and then I look and I'm like, I thought he said Lawson.
Yeah.
So
you probably confirmed him that you were Logic by
so
looking
then
at
I was
him like that.
I thought he said my name, and then I like just said what, and then he said Logic, and I'm like, oh, one of those.
Have you ever been called that?
What'd
Yeah,
you do?
I have.
Yeah,
What'd you
that's
do?
a funny
I said,
part.
yeah, I get that sometimes.
You should have went along with it.
Logic.
It's hilarious. So that was technically our last big thing for the weekend.
Yeah.
I would look.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think,
But the biggest thing was we missed the 2 biggest names in the bar.
We wouldn't have been able to
Yes.
see them. They were way in that.
Were they
back
actually?
if
Room.
you guys don't know,
yeah,
the news
Felipe's
that came
uncle
out,
reps Tate McRae.
if you guys
Most mysterious
have not
man.
seen some pretty big news that's happening on social media, is that Tate McRae and Kid Leroy spotted in Toronto. There's a lot of people talking about it, so they were holding hands walking out of their hotel in Toronto, same one that Justin Bieber was staying at. And that night, the pictures of them walking out was the night of that they went to Paris, Texas. But they ended up going, and we're at Paris, Texas when we were there.
We're about 30 yards away.
Yeah, we're
They
one
were
wall
just-
away from them.
They're just way in the back corner, and we couldn't see them. But yeah,
And about 400 people in between us.
At
so
least.
we never got.
It would have
to,
been hell walking over there
There's-
to try to see them.
And the funny thing is that Frizz obviously stayed longer, and he probably, because I think where Grinelli's table was, that was right by them.
It's closer.
And I think if he would have been alert, he would have known. But he doesn't probably wouldn't recognize.
Is he not that? You're that type of guy that can recognize.
Oh, well,
He
I
doesn't.
had my.
He said
yeah.
a girl earlier that was in Tom Wilson's booth was Tate McRae. I'm like, no, it's not. So he would definitely had no clue.
I got one thing I want to add to
I saw a blonde kid,
Paris,
like, "It's Kid
Texas.
Leroy."
So the night before, when Lawson and I made our one little quick lap through, I turned to Lawson and I said, "Dude, that's Connor McDavid."
Oh,
Literally, I
yeah,
said, "That's Connor
yeah.
McDavid." And
This
he's
is
like, "No,
hilarious.
it's not. No, it's not." And the next night, whatever, we're back there again, and I was like, "Dude, that's Connor McDavid." And I knew it wasn't him, but the guy looked just like him, and it ended up being his brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's Connor
That's
McDavid's brother.
hilarious.
It was legitimately his brother. Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty similar.
It's so funny that you said that on Friday. That you think you saw Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And who said they thought it was him? And it was one of you two.
Just
Oh,
Yelly thought.
I thought it was him. Legit thought it was him. Then I was
And
like,
you
"Yeah,
were
that's not
skeptical.
him."
I was getting annoyed because he just kept saying that.
It's like, that's Connor
He
McDavid.
would say,
Connor
"That's
McDavid."
Drake. That's Connor McDavid." And then I look, and I'm like, yeah,
But the
yeah,
one
see
I was
I
being
see
legit
it.
about the Connor McDavid. I was being
no,
legit
and
about
I was
him.
being, but you could legitimately tell that was not Connor.
But it
doesn't-
looked so close.
I know it does, and it was funny that it actually ended up almost being Connor, as
Yeah,
in it was his
the closest
brother.
person to him.
But I knew it wasn't Connor. I was just like,
Yeah.
funny doppelganger. But yeah, that ended up. That was the funny thing is that it actually was his brother.
Definitely was his brother.
It's hilarious how
Their
he was
genes are
just
strong.
They
Yeah.
are strong.
how he
Oh,
was
yeah.
just partying
flex
and having
fit.
fun.
Yeah.
Should we get into the
That's so funny.
Yeah. Let's do some stick taps for this heck of a weekend we just had.
stick taps?
Get the sticks out, boys. Get the sticks
Who
out.
wants the baseball bat for this one?
Sure.
I'll read out some stick taps. First stick tap. We got to give it. We got to give it to the boy, the Biebs, for performing for the first time in 2+ years.
Heck yeah, we
Bieber.
missed
That way
it.
Bieber. That way Bieber.
And singing "Eeny Meeny" as well, apparently
For
for
the
the
First time in 11 years.
10 or 11.
Wow, he's got a lot of facts
years.
about him.
Yeah, we're
A lot of
For
years.
the first time singing with his right hand in his mic while he was sitting down with his leg crossed in
And his shoe
22
untied.
years.
And his left shoe untied.
Second stick tap. Back in Toronto. We're going to give it to Trains. We love Trains now.
That train was so clutch. It went from the airport, basically to our hotel lobby.
We almost
basically.
So
we
that
almost
was
did it, guys. We were so
unbelievable.
close. So
We're
close.
so close. We want trains to take over Ubers. And we almost didn't have to take Ubers.
We
but did
almost-
have to.
went the
Ubers
whole
are
weekend
out in
without going in the car.
2023, and trains are in 2024.
We took 2
More railroads,
car rides,
folks.
That's it.
We want more passenger rails, and we're going to start our own train company.
Yep.
Next up, getting a text message with Clayton Keller wearing our hoodie on a private jet.
Insane.
And in parentheses, much success.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Stick tap to that. Stick
Stick
tap to
tap.
that.
That is.
Stick to that. Stick
Oh,
tap.
I forgot we didn't even mention that.
We're waiting for the stick taps, my boy.
There is a good story there that we should share, just of how that happened.
Go ahead.
We got that episode coming out too.
True. Yes, we do have that. That episode, the interview with Clayton, will be after this one. So after we were done filming that episode, we had a No Bad Founders hoodie sitting on the table for him, and we gave it to him. You know, he said thanks. We took a photo with him, and similar to Nylander, we're like, okay, what are the odds that he ever decides to put this thing on? And again, we have no expectation for them to put it on. It's legitimately just a bonus if they end up wearing it. And so on the travel day home, we get a text from the social media girl that we know from the Coyotes that was flying home with him, and she's like, guess what? Clayton is wearing your hoodie as we're traveling home. And then that was awesome to hear. So then we asked, please, could you get a picture of him wearing that thing? And then she sent a photo, and yeah, sure enough, Clayton was repping the hoodie, and that was pretty sick.
It looked
That
like the Yotes,
fired me up.
the Yotes posted a photo of him too, and he was still had it on. So.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It was legit, guys.
Like he legitimately, that just feels good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Clayton. Welcome to Team No Bad, brother.
I
We'll
guess
see you
that's
soon.
a good little full circle moment that this Saturday, February 10th, you can get one too. And wear.
Yeah, we got one
wear
more
it like
stick
Clayton.
tap, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
It is Super Bowl week, one of the craziest weeks of the year every year. This year's in Las Vegas. We got to make our predictions, boys.
I'm going 49ers. I'm going with Purdy.
49ers
Going
for
up.
Cuddy. 49ers.
Yep.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. Team Taylor.
Team Taylor.
Think
You got
she'll
the
be
red
there?
on. You got the Chiefs colors on.
Shoot.
Yeah, she'll be there.
I saw
Shoot.
someone, she's got a performance in like Japan the day before or something.
Oh, I did.
but
Yeah.
Dude, the
and then
breakdown
she
on
could
the
fly.
map.
If she does this and catches this flight, then she could fly.
It's a
she brought us
possibility she
PJ.
won't be there.
It was literally like if she exits the stage and hops on a plane within 10 minutes of the show being over and flies directly there, like she'll
She'll
make
be
it.
there
She'll
like
get
the
that
night
good, yeah.
before, so she could sleep it off the time zone and then be ready for kickoff.
It was weird, but that is legit though. I saw that also. I'm
Like
going.
she's
No, you go ahead. You finish your
kind of
say,
like
Taylor.
Taylor's ready for kickoff, as in she's the athlete playing in the Super Bowl. Like they got to get her ready for kickoff.
Imagine if they
Yeah.
come with me to a Super Bowl and it starts all the way in Japan. Her saying, "Thanks for coming out, everyone."
I think that'd be a 1 billion view YouTube video.
someone should
Yes.
text Taylor
Yeah.
and tell her to do that video.
Sponsored by No Bad.
I would love to see what the funny Super Bowl bets are going to be around her. Like what?
Oh, there
I
for
don't know,
sure will
like
be some
something
prop
about like
bets,
what's
yeah.
the hat or jersey she's wearing. Like what?
How many
like-
times will she be on the camera? I bet like there'll be
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
Like
that.
how many
Oh,
times she'll be
yeah.
on camera. What drink she's drinking at the game.
What Gatorade's gonna be poured on her?
If she makes
That's
it or
always
not.
one, right, for Super Bowl on the
What
coach?
color is the Gatorade?
Yeah, she's gonna
But
get
yeah,
dumped
those are.
on
I'm
her.
sure those are going to be
How
funny.
long the national anthem is? That one's a funny one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's always so hard.
There's a lot of like statistics on that one that people like have data.
Don't they study the singer and like the like just random
Oh, I'm
stuff
yeah.
about
oh
the
yeah.
singer?
Because realistically, that's one of at least that one's somewhat predictable because you have that singer's previous anthems and you can kind of judge it.
Are they fast or slow? Typical singer. Yeah.
If you do your research, you could get it. But
I'm going Chiefs also.
yeah, I think they're gonna win.
I like Travis. I like New Heights. I like those guys, and that's kind of about it with the Chiefs. But yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
I'm taking San Fran.
I'm just kind of. I do like Travis Kelce, but I'm just kind of sick of the rest of the team.
They just
Rest
are.
of the
They're just
Chiefs.
always in it.
Yeah,
I want a
it's
new winner.
just-
They're good. So we'll see
Want a
what
new winner.
happens.
Heck of a weekend.
Yes.
Thank you to Molson. Thank you to Sherwood. Thank you to Great Clips. Thank you to everyone who we got to interact with in Toronto, especially THG fans. I guess the data doesn't lie when we look at our demographics in Toronto being our biggest city, because we got recognized a lot, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like in random spots too.
Oh, yeah.
So it was super fun, and NHL did put on a heck of an event. It looked like the players, fans enjoyed it all. I know we did, and I can definitely say this was one of the best trips in THG history. So, if anyone's got anything else,
You said it all, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Thank you to the 6. Cuddy, let me go take a nap.